I think Tyquan brings a different flavor to this team, and clearly, even after the Tyquan Thornton deep drop, Mahomes, the very next play, looked right back towards him. That is trust. So I think Hollywood Brown goes to the wayside a little bit. He'll get some run, but Tyquan keeps that wide receiver 3 role more than likely.
"21 questions here on KC Sports Network. You ask the questions, we have the answers, and we always try to bring in some fun and special guests, maybe mix some things up from the norm with all the voices you have at KC Sports Network. We are beyond thrilled to have Sterling Holmes of 810 and of Arrowhead Addict hanging out with us today. Sterling, what's up, man? How you doing?
Who's the special guest who's joining us? Because I know it's not me. I know I might be the fun guest, but not the special guest.
Oh, hey, look, I haven't got to do this show with you before. And even when I'm on your airwaves, Jason's doing most of the talking. So it's not like, this is just, really what this is just an excuse for us to do a little one-on-one here because, Jason's always leading the pack there. So, I come on with you guys like every other Thursday, except for the one random week when me and Maddie were on at the same time, which was incredible, by the way. But yeah, man, we're excited to have you, man. We're excited to, we're always excited to have, all the great voices that are running around Kansas City, talking Chiefs. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, man. It'll be fun.
Yeah, dude. So this is 21 questions. You can ask questions on the KCSN Discord. How do you get access to the KCSN Discord? Well, you got to sign up for KCSN's Chiefs newsletter. The link is in the description of this show. You get all kinds of premium content from Herbie Teope, Joseph Hefner. Every now and then, I wouldn't call it premium, but from myself and Maddie Lane, you can get all that kind of stuff out there. Link is in the description of the show. But let's jump into these questions here, Sterling. We got all kinds of good ones today. We're going to start with P. Matulka 10. Tyquan Thornton, clearly Mahomes' most trusted target right now. When Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy return, how does that impact Thornton's role? What do you think, Sterling?
I think he stays in the same role. I think Hollywood Brown is the guy that gets bumped down to wide receiver 4. What's interesting is Mahomes has looked for Hollywood a lot early in this year, but also a ton last year. The issue is the yakability of Hollywood Brown just is not there. After the first drop of the season for Hollywood, that would have been a first down. I think Hollywood's been okay, but you're seeing, 5 receptions for 30 yards, and that's just not efficient enough. I haven't been slightly impressed, I guess, with Hollywood's hands. He's made some tough catches here and there, but there's just not enough in him to make me say, yeah, he's going to break into the Rashee Rice camp. No, he's not taking anything away from Rashee. I think Tyquan brings a different flavor to this team, and clearly, even after the Tyquan Thornton deep drop, Mahomes, the very next play, looked right back towards him. That is trust. So I think Hollywood Brown goes to the wayside a little bit. He'll get some run, but Tyquan keeps that wide receiver 3 role more than likely.
Yeah, I agree. I wrote about this on the KCSN Substack this week, and I look at, you look at Tyquan Thornton, and they're not like for like as far as play style is concerned with like an MVS or a Justin Watson, but they fit the same positional arc, right? They are all X-type receivers. They are X receivers. Tyquan Thornton is an X receiver that he's been lining up on the backside of formations. He's shown an ability to beat press, and then he has something to add to the table after press, after beating press, right? And his ability is down the field, is winning down the field. I don't think Hollywood's replacing. I don't think Hollywood's going to be immediately jumping into that role. I think it should stay Thornton. But I do agree. I think Hollywood Brown's done some good things here over the last couple weeks. That first quarter was just brutal for him. And then it felt like he kind of started to figure some things out. Here's another one. This is from Zach. Will Tyquan Thornton pass Sky Moore's career Chiefs receiving receptions and yards this year? What say you?
Has he not already? I'm almost surprised he hasn't. I'm only being slightly facetious. I get Sky Moore played here, obviously a relatively relatively long time, a lot longer than Tyquan, but he dropped so many balls.
Mm-hmm.
He never got a lot of looks from Patrick to begin with. I don't even know what Sky Moore's receiving total is. Like, off the top of my head, I'd say he probably had, 22 receptions? Does that seem about... Look it up.
I got the numbers.
Okay,
I got the numbers for you.
I'm going to say 22 receptions for 375 yards.
All right, how many touchdowns?
4.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
43 catches.
Okay, a lot more.
494 yards. But congratulations to Tyquan Thornton for already exceeding Sky Moore's touchdown total.
Does that include playoffs?
We're gonna go by regular season because I don't want to look it up any further than what we just did. I think that might be everything.
Fair.
But yeah, just not the most glowing statistical output for a Sky Moore there. So 43 catches, 494 yards. Is that in the cards for Tyquan Thornton this season? What say you?
I think he'll have fewer receptions. I don't think he'll get that many receptions this year, but yardage I think is a real possibility, right? What's he at already? He's already at 150-ish this year? 171.
Yeah.
I think most of it's going to have to come before Rashee gets back because he will move into a tertiary role versus what has been wide receiver 1. But I do think he's good for, a 30-yarder a game nearly because Mahomes is looking that way. We'll see what Xavier Worthy, when he comes back, what it looks like, what that share breakdown ends up being, how much they overlap, and how much Patrick then turns those deep ball throws to Xavier over Tyquan. But Tyquan's been more effective. Yeah, I think the yardage is a possibility, but he needs to get to about 320-ish at least before Rashee Rice comes back.
And I think I do think the catches are going to be tougher than the yards because of just how he's used, right? So, statistically, let's see how many catches does he have this season already. He's got, he's got 9 catches for 171 yards.
Yeah, he's not getting 44.
I don't think he's getting 44. If he gets 44 at that clip, then we're having a lot different conversation. We're having, how much is he getting paid this offseason?
I think something goes wrong if he has that many receptions. I think that means Xavier Worthy re-aggravates the injury and Rashee Rice needs a 5-week ramp-up period for him to get into the flow. I think if he gets 44 receptions, I think something has gone wrong.
I think that's right. But I do think, the yards are very much in the cards. Seamus wants to know, this is for you, Sterling, were the cinnamon rolls at Josh's wedding worth it?
How did Seamus know?
I need to know the backstory on this. I didn't know if this was like an inside joke. Are you a cinnamon roll fiend? Are you a connoisseur? Did something happen to the cinnamon rolls at Josh's wedding? Was there even sugar allowed in those cinnamon rolls at Josh's wedding?
All of the things are true. Everything is true. So I walk into the wedding. Okay, I walk in. There's a tower of cinnamon rolls. You know how sometimes there's like a cocktail hour when you mix and mingle? Well, I thought, okay, this is fun. This is cute. You just kind of grab a cinnamon roll and you grab a drink, and this is the cocktail hour. I love cinnamon rolls. I love cinnamon. Cinnamon twists are my weakness, okay? I limit myself to 1 a week max, okay? It's hard for me. Big sweet guy, especially cinnamon. So I see this glorious bastard of a pyramid, and I go, yes, this has my name all over it. And I don't see a rope saying, don't have it. I don't see a sign that says, don't have it. In fact, I think I asked Seth Kaiser or Matt Derrick. I believe I asked one of them. I said, hey, should I grab one? And they said, yeah, why not? I think they were kidding. I did. Turns out that cinnamon roll tower was their version of a wedding cake. So I got in a little early. Their wedding planner came to me and said, what are you doing? And I go, I'm having a cinnamon roll. This is really good. This is a very good cinnamon roll. And she goes, well, I'm glad it's good, but that is their wedding cake. You should not be having this right now. I am 2 bites in. So then I go, do I put it back? do you want me to like fill the void of the hole that I made on the tower? She goes, no, don't put it back. Just finish it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to throw it away. Like, I'm going to finish the cinema. Like, I've already done the bad thing. So I'm going to finish doing the bad thing. And it was delicious. And so ever since then, people won't drop it. And quite frankly, I'm proud now. It's a badge of honor. I deserved that cinnamon roll.
Made for an incredible story. I don't feel bad that you ruined Josh's big day. I do feel bad that you ruined Renee's big day.
I think she liked it. I think she liked the gusto that I brought. It made my moves in the dance floor that much more glorious.
That's incredible. I had never heard that story, so I was new to that one.
Yeah, stole a cinnamon roll. It happens. It happens. Come on. Who hasn't gone in and stole the wedding cake before the bride and groom? Who hasn't? Don't put it out.
You know,
don't tip me.
At least 50% of us on this show right now. I'll say that. B Higgs asks, what is your biggest non-KC sports fandom? Could be sports, media, books. What is it?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. There's a lot. Red Hot Chili Peppers, if you're going band. I'm a big music guy. Both my parents were DJs, so I've grown up around and in music. Chili Peppers are my favorite band. Absolutely love them. But big classic rock guy. I've been lucky enough to meet and see hundreds of bands and hundreds of concerts and been backstage, and I've been very lucky in that regard. So I'm a huge, huge music fan. Just off the top of my head, just Rush, AC/DC, Chili Peppers, Cheap Trick, just a lot of classic rock with a lot of 90s as well. I do dig some country. Always love a little bit of hip hop here and there, but again, I'm more old school with that. When it gets to the new stuff, I'm like, I become old. I become that curmudgeon of like, yeah, but come on, that's not Nas. Like, that's not, he's got nothing on Dre. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Sugar Hill Gang is the OG. What are we doing? Play some Grandmaster Flash. That's me. Big soul guy. I love Charlie Wilson, R&B. So I'm a huge music guy, but I do like to read a lot as well. Read a ton of books, a lot of history. Been reading War and Peace for 5 years. I think I'm still in the war part of it now, but it's a lot. That's a long book. In sports, I'll say Royals and Mizzou, as well as the 76ers. I worked for the 76ers for a couple of years, so I'm still a big Sixers guy, and they sure do let me down.
Yeah, but next year's their year, right? Always.
No, it's not. It's never their year. They're already injured again. They're cursed. They're the Chargers of the NBA.
That's right. Embiid's hurt already, isn't he?
Embiid, McCain, name a guy. They'll be hurt before the season starts, guaranteed.
Rough. I am a big John Mayer guy. So, massive John Mayer guy. Thunder fan. Buckeye fan. I have some Buckeye loyalties. My grandpa, I know. My grandpa, my mom, my uncle all graduated from Ohio State. So, I have some loyalties there. So, those are probably my non-KC. I think loyalties, fandom, I think that would probably be the list there for me. We've got a lot of great questions, but first, calling all Chiefs fans. You could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now and enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pre-game coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
What's up, everybody? Benny Heiss with KCSN, betting analyst for Kansas City Sports Network. And Missouri, get ready. The wait is almost over because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. And guess what? You can get started today because new Missouri customers can get $300 in bonus bets once DraftKings Sportsbook launches on December 1st. You can download it now, place a $5 bet once they are live. Guys, DK Sportsbook brings everything you need to really elevate your game day. You got live in-game betting, super fast payouts, endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when they are live in Missouri, you're going to be betting with the Sportsbook app trusted by millions. It is safe, secure, fast money withdrawals. that's the place you want to play. So here's what you do. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code KCSN to grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when DraftKings Sportsbook goes live on December 1st. That is code KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Remember, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You must be 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they're issued. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms are available at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Hanging out here on 21 Questions, having a great time here with Sterling Holmes. And No Chicken Tonight asks, would you rather see Breece Hall, Travis Etienne, or Devin Achane join the running back room?
You didn't have to finish. What you said, Devon Achane. I was like, it's Devon Achane. That's 1,000% the guy that, well, he's the most explosive. He's a great pass catcher as well. It's Devon Achane. I think it'd be tough between the other two of Etienne and Breece Hall. Breece Hall has the pedigree. Etienne does to an extent. Etienne probably should be more effective as a pass catcher, especially if you ever believe what Urban Meyer ever said about him. But let's be real. Whoever believes what Urban Meyer says.
I don't.
Breece Hall, I think with the injury concerns that he has had so far and the fact that the Jets are more or less willing to say Braylon Allen's probably our guy going forward, that might tell you a little bit. Again, Breece Hall, I'm not saying isn't a bad, and he'd be a massive upgrade over the current stable of Chiefs running backs. But I think if I had to pick and choose, I'd for sure go Devon Achane. That's a clear one. I'd probably lean Etienne, but even there in Jacksonville, they're saying, hey, we're going to try and go with, Tootin down there. That might be the guy for the future. So when you're seeing bad teams move on from their starting running backs, they might still be better than what the Chiefs have, but there's also a reason why they're probably moving on.
I agree. Like, and I'm to look and see when Devin Achane. Okay. So there's probably a little context here. Devin Achane was drafted in 2023, so he's still got 2 more seasons or 1 more season of club control after this. Breece Hall is a free agent this next year. What would you give up for Devin Achane?
For Achane, I'd probably give up a 4th.
Okay.
I'd consider a 3rd. I would, and I'm traditionally team running back. Doesn't matter as much because the offensive line matters more. But I do think Devon Achane is such a great fit for this Chiefs offense that it makes me more excited because he's not, and I know I hate saying, well, he also catches the ball. He's not just a running back. He catches the ball. Like, I hate some of that narrative of that, but he does. He is a guy who could be a receiver as well. You can split him out wide and be very, very effective in that role. For a guy like Breece Hall, final year, you're probably looking at like a 6th, right? You're probably not looking. That's just a rental.
Okay.
Etienne, I forget if he has 1 year left after this, or
I think Etienne's also a free agent.
I thought so too. So probably a 6th ish.
But I think a 3rd for Achane. I think I'd do. I think I'd give up even a little bit more for Breece Hall.
Maybe a 5th. I'd consider a 5th.
I just consider a 4th. We'll see.
I wouldn't for 1 year of control.
Yeah,
because he's going to want a contract too. And then are you getting into a holdout with a running back? Seems.
You got to be prepared to give up an asset knowing that you're getting 10 games out of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't do a 4th for that. I'd consider a 5th, but even that's going to be a little rich.
I think the thing that sucks with the Chiefs is it's always like all of their picks are always devalued just a little bit too. Like, that always just makes it tricky. So it's almost like you have to be a plus around, right? And then you either got to get into like pick swaps to make it even out just a little bit, or Lee87 asks, are you concerned about the fact that Rashee Rice has been out for almost a season and a half, which is longer than he actually has played on the field, and that he may not be the savior of the passing game that we think he is? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be, 22 games he will have been out before he plays, so it's a long, long time. Am I concerned? Like, if I broke it down, I'd say yes. But I have hope. I have faith call me George Michael, because you got to have faith, because that's what we need here in Chiefs Kingdom to try and get this offense rolling and going again. So am I concerned to an extent? Yeah, but I'm also almost trying to be overly optimistic just so I can have a little bit, almost like Alberto Mondesi, right? Like, remember when he would have these hot...
No, we can't do this!
Hear me out, but not to that extent. Like, Rashee Rice isn't going to be the savior for the offense, okay? But he's going to be a huge upgrade, even if he's not 100% and if he is rusty. I just wanted to try and use a baseball comp, and that was a horrible one because I did not want to ever compare Mondesi to Rashee Rice. I just meant like
on him.
I meant my optimistic level is at that level right now, but we at least have something, we'll call it production, to go off of with Rashee.
Yeah, and I think we've seen, like, during the preseason training camp, like, you've seen some clips of him looking the part and looking good and kind of seeming to be the guy that we all anticipated. And you remember, like, hey, to start 2024, he was unbelievable. He was on track to be one of the 5, 6, 7 best receivers in football, right? If Amon-Ra, who's St. Brown, can be one of the best receivers in football, I don't see why Rashee Rice can't have a similar kind of arc to him. It's just, yeah, I mean, he's got to be the best ability is availability, and some of it's been injury, and some of it has been not injury. And we're almost past the not injury phase of it, but it'll be more than a year removed from that injury. So hopefully that is enough. How do the Royals fix this? How do you fix the Royals this offseason, Sterling?
I would consider trading Blake Mitchell for a power bat. You're going to have to make a move that hurts. But when you're looking at it right now, Carter Jensen's going to be your starting catcher / DH, whatever they do with Salvador Perez. Perez is coming back, so you'll have those two guys.
Yeah.
I know Blake Mitchell's had a down year in the minors. He had the injury as well. But if he does not do great things in the minors next year, that value is going to go down. And maybe I'm being pessimistic here a little bit with the Royals, but I would entertain trading Blake Mitchell right now, while there's still a lot of hype around him. If you believe in Carter Jensen, which I do, which what he's done so far in the majors, small sample size, looks outstanding. Yeah, I'm probably trading your top prospect, who's also a catcher. I don't think you're going to try and move Blake Mitchell to left field. Or, I mean, you already moving a first baseman to right in Cags. Vinny's on your team at first base. DH is going to be there with whenever Carter Jensen needs a day off / Salvador Perez. So, yeah, I'm probably looking at trading Blake Mitchell for a middle of the order bat. You'll probably throw India into the equation as well. I don't think they bring India back with that contract. He's not going to get you much, but he might be a sweetener for one of those teams. And you can maybe potentially try a pitcher as well. Maybe it's Chris Bubich if you try and sell high. I know the injury, but he was an all-star as a starter. Does the team want to buy into that if you're concerned about the inning workload for him? Stephen Kolek looks really good. You have some pieces. Ryan Bergert looked really good for the most part when he came over from San Diego. So you have a plethora of pitching, which is a great thing to have. Noah Cameron hitting, obviously. That's one of the, I think, underrated aspects. He's almost just thrown into the equation now, but if it wasn't for a Bubich injury, we wouldn't have seen Noah Cameron, or at least to this extent, as well as Cole Reagans. So, yeah, you have a lot of options if you're the Royals to try and bring in a, again, quote-unquote, middle-of-the-order bat. I'm not talking Juan Soto, but I am talking a bat that can be a game changer.
Yeah, I think you can tap into that. I think you can tap into that pitching very easily to help sweeten the deal with a premium prospect. Like, yeah, you could get a nice bat, probably a controllable bat too, right? Like if you throw Blake Mitchell out there and go into and tap into some of your arms, I don't know why you couldn't get multiple years of control of a capable bat. I think that's the probably the biggest thing that this team needs to address. They've somehow survived with the pitching and just continued to find ways to be very competitive with their arms despite all the injuries. It's just the offense has just been hot garbage. They really got to upgrade that. So like I love that. I love that strategy. I love that idea. KC from KC, what countries outside of North America have you visited?
None. I'm really. Yeah, I've shockingly not. I don't know why. I want to. I'd love to. I've been to, 30-ish plus states probably in the United States. I've been to a lot. I I love the USA. I guess that's what I'll go with because it's Ryder Cup, and USA baby. So yeah, bleep Europe. That's what we're going with.
I've only been outside of North America like on a cruise. Like I've done a couple cruise stops, but like that's really all I've been. So I don't even know if it really counts all that much, right? Like just getting off on a couple ports. So I haven't been too much far outside of America either. So yeah. Major X3 asks, what is your favorite? He says your favorite embarrassing Mick Shaffer or Jason Anderson story.
Oh man,
it doesn't have to be embarrassing. It could just be favorite. Just give us one, Mick or Jason, or a Mick and Jason story. Just what you got.
So many. 95% of what Mick says, I laugh very, very hard at. I think the ongoing bit of me pretending to touch Mick, and then one time he got so mad he just like jumped up and started like getting after, like he was like pissed off, because I love going in just messing with Mick. He's so fun to rile up. He's such a funny guy, but I love getting him going. And you get him going, and normally he just gives it back. But one time he got mad, and I was just cracking up because I've never seen him mad. So Mick mad really made me laugh more, which pissed him off even more. It was a great combo. Yeah. Mick's one of my. I always give him a hard time. I always like make him feel old. I'm like, just so you know, when I was in high school growing up, I thought you were hilarious on Twitter. Like that's so to try and make him feel even older than he really is.
It's true though. He's hilarious on Twitter.
It's incredible. It's
stunning.
It's perfection.
So good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Fun. Like seriously, probably he's probably the funniest guy in KC media on social media.
Agreed. And he's great in person too.
He really is. The Twitter account is just on point, man. That thing is on point. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
My name is Terrell Jolly. A lot of people call me TJ, founder and CEO of Integrity Capital Management. So Integrity Capital Management originally started out as a property management firm, but we slowly transitioned to what is described as an incremental development firm that's focused on situational housing. I know most people say affordable, but we believe in creating housing for people that are actually in need and built to the end user. I believe everyone needs a home because when you have home, you have hope. The reality is that when you're building a business, one thing you don't think about is like what a true banking relationship means. And, I had the honor and privilege of meeting Debbie early on in my career when I was just trying to get going. And as a small business, it's really challenging at times because people don't understand the concept or not believe the longevity because you're just getting started. But Debbie was willing to take a chance on me, be patient with me. I almost look at it like a grassroots initiative. She's seen and believe what I'm about. Anybody that's really true about their business and want to get some things done, I would definitely trust hands down Emprise, because Deb's team, along with Aaron and Jackie and all the amazing people that work behind the scenes, even from the treasury side, I would say, hey, give them an opportunity, because you won't be disappointed and you will actually be in hands that actually somebody care and that will see you from start to finish.
What's up, guys? I'm BJ Kissel, founder and CEO of KC Sports Network, and I'm here to talk to Kansas City businesses. If you rely on technology, you need an IT support team that's not just another vendor, but a true IT partner. That's how I want to introduce you to my friend and neighbor, KJ Miller. He is a VCIO at ThrottleNet, the Midwest's highest rated and most reviewed IT support company. They've been in business for more than 25 years, helping companies stay secure, productive, and ahead of the curve. They aren't just IT support, but they provide data security, IT strategy, and cloud software services. They do it all, and their reviews show they do it better than anyone else. So if you want to hear about how ThrottleNet can help your local business, join the conversation with myself, KJ Miller from ThrottleNet, and our resident genius from KC Sports Network when it comes to IT, at least as he's affectionately known by us, Mr. Craig Stout. Click the link in the description to hear how ThrottleNet can help you.
All right, we are closing up 21 questions, a few more before we get out of here. B. Fry asks, realistically, what does this offense look like at its peak? What do you say, Sterling?
Oh, man. I think a 28-ish points per game team. I don't think they're able to run the football. I don't think they ever will be able to with this current iteration, because even with open holes, the running backs don't get there. They don't love establishing the run. I think I saw a stat today where of all of Pacheco's, 25 carries, every single one has been against either a light or normal box. None has been against a heavy box, and he has 92 yards. So they won't run the football. They can't run the football, and we're still freaking out when we saw a 10-yard rush on a counter play that we're like mind blown about, when I think Jahmyr Gibbs probably takes that to the house. So point is, there are going to be some limitations even with Worthy and Rice back. But I do think there's some encouraging signs of Mahomes looking downfield, believing more in the offensive line, whether we want to admit it or not. He has. I think you are looking at about a 28 to 29-ish points per game type of offense at their peak. It's not that 35 points per game that was in 2018, I believe, in 2019-ish. Those, I think, are behind us. And part of it's because the defense is a lot better. So you don't have to score that many points. You'll probably see fewer possessions. I think 28 to 29. That's where I'd say the max you're probably seeing from this offense. Again, not in an individual game, but just the totality of points per game.
Mm-hmm. I think I think this team has a chance to be on the same level as the 2022 offensive outputs. Like 23 and 24. I think it's the best offense since 2022. I think this is going to be, I think there's a chance that the best version of this and like a peak 3-4 week run of just the most efficient offense in football. I don't know if it's sustainable, and I don't know if it's as explosive, but efficiencies from an efficiency perspective, like I think they will piece some things together once the passing game gets going, because I think Mahomes is you look at some of the EPA numbers right now, and like the Chiefs are in the top 6, of per play, EPA per play. And it's like, how? Well, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, like, he's really the guy that's like leveling this thing out the way it is. So like the validity on the run game that's absolutely true. But I think Mahomes with weapons at his disposal, where he really hasn't had that much help. I mean, we like what we've seen out of Tyquan, right? We like a little bit of Hollywood, but that's not enough. I mean, it's not enough. It's not sustainable. But Mahomes is kind of just sustaining things right now, and I think it could be a very efficient, especially in the passing game, when there's more talent kind of at their disposal. Shades of Allen, speaking of that, who rushes for more yards this week, Lamar or Lavon?
I'll go Lamar. I think Patrick is going to cut back a little bit on the rush yards. I don't know if Lamar goes for a lot. I don't think Derrick Henry goes for a lot, which I'm sure this will be fun to be used as a clip later on. But I think that the Chiefs do a decent job and a good job of stopping both those guys on the ground. I would still take Lamar over Patrick.
I think it's probably Lamar still. I think it's Lamar still, but like opportunistically, Lavon has absolutely been doing some heavy lifting there in the running game. I think still leading the Chiefs in rushing yards, if I remember.
Oh yeah, he is
by a large number. I think he's gonna do it a little bit more over the next. It feels like this team. It feels like the Chiefs. Like they feel their backs are against the wall a little bit. It feels like there's a lot of pressure there, and I think Mahomes is starting to feel a lot of that pressure. And so, I think he will leverage those legs when he needs to, especially in a game like this where it feels like you're really jockeying to have any hope of getting the 1 seed, but positioning yourself to at least host the divisional round. Like this game feels like the death knell for somebody. The loser of this game is most likely having to go through KC and Buffalo on the road, or Baltimore and Buffalo on the road to win the Super Bowl. That's kind of where it feels like we're heading. So I think Lavon will probably come out a little bit in this game and try to use his legs a little bit if I were to guess. So I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be close, but I still give me Lamar because of the proven track record with it. McNabb asks, trade or acquisition target that you think the Chiefs should make an offer for. So not just running back, just any position. Like we kind of talked a little bit about the running back position, and maybe it is just running back.
Yeah.
What would you? Anything else that you would be kind of paying attention to?
There's not much. I think Kingsley's done an okay job. I don't think you're looking at a guard. I don't. I think some folks might say that, but I think that it's Kingsley or probably Caliendo if you're going to eventually move on. But I think Kingsley's been fine. Not great, but fine. And I think we're seeing some improvement from Kingsley at guard. Again, he's never been a guard, so it's going to be some growing pains. Defense has been so good, I don't think you shake it up. I mean, maybe an edge rusher if Charles Omenihu continues to struggle and Mike Dana, right? But I don't know if you're going to give up a lot to try and get a rental at edge. So I don't know if you're getting a game changer, right? You're probably getting someone with a similar ability. If you see another injury in the secondary, or if Christian Fulton perpetually is injured but continues to is unable to play, maybe you look at a backup cornerback just as a depth piece, just in case. But no, I really think it is just running back, right? I think you are looking at, do you trade for Alvin Kamara, which has been a name for 4 years that I think Chiefs fans have won. It's getting to the Patrick Peterson territory of, I can't wait for him to be a Chief. It's just, we'll see. Some injuries already happening in football have not helped. Like Aaron Jones, for example. What if Jordan Mason just kept taking over and dominating, but Aaron Jones was healthy? Would the Vikings be willing to get something back for him? Arizona, you have James Conner and Trey Benson. Trey Benson looked like he was getting more run, but now James Conner's for sure out for the year. So, okay, that takes another name off of the potential, just even to look at, of course. There's some names, Alvin Kamara, Breece Hall, ETN. I think Jalen Wright for Miami is the actual name. I don't think Miami's getting rid of Devon Achane. I don't.
Right.
I think you would have to at least offer a third for that, like at least, if they just said, hey, we're for sure tanking. Maybe Tony Pollard, because Tajay Spears, whenever he comes back, they might just go to him for the younger guy, and Tony Pollard's been pretty solid. But, yeah, I think there actually are some legit running back names that are no longer a pipe dream, but in actuality could actually happen.
I think you're right. I think it's the running back spot. I think that one's the most logical. You can always add edge rushers. Like, I think if they really feel like they're desperate to improve the pass rush, you can always do that. Like, I think that makes sense because it's an easy position to transition. Like, you can build a package. I'm not Josh Uche, I guess.
Or Cam Thomas.
Yeah, well, Cam Thomas, I think, was more talent than transition.
Sure.
But like, I think you can drop a talented pass rusher onto the field if your defensive coordinator will allow it. I know people will get upset about Uche. I never mind. I have that'll take all night. I have thoughts on Uche, but I think if there was a legitimate, veteran edge rusher out there, I think you could drop them into this team and they could contribute and play meaningful snaps off the jump. But I do think running back's the one that makes the most sense. I think the running back position is the one that makes this offense better and makes this team impactful. From if you look at availability of the position, when you look at the cost of the position, and impact, I think all three of those things align really well with the running back spot.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
I think that's the move, and I'd love to see it. Like an Alvin Kamara, I think would be a lot of fun too. I don't think it would be crazy expensive to acquire somebody like him either. So I think running back's the runaway favorite for me as well. Last question before we get out of here. Chief Golden Co. If Andy Reid retires after this season, would you want Spags to take over as head coach?
I would take Kevin O'Connell. That's not like college football, though. I don't think we're like going head coach to head coach. You know how, hey, you're moving up. You're going from the Vikings to the Chiefs. Congratulations. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I would be intrigued. I don't know if Spags would want it at this point. I know he's talked about it, how he'd want it. He'd take over, but that was a couple years ago, right? Was that 2 years ago? He talked about being a head coach.
More 2 years ago than last year. Yeah, I felt like.
I wonder. He's such a good DC. And it's not like I know the Giants and his tenure there wasn't great as a head coach. Better organization, better quarterback, which is better everything. He might have more success. But I'm almost like, don't you just want to stay as a DC and just go down in the Hall of Fame as a defensive court, like the best DC or one of the best DCs of all time? I don't know. I would be surprised if Spags took over if Andy retired. I think he would be a younger, an offensive-minded guy. I actually hate to admit this because I don't think it would be as good. Like, I think that I would take Spags, but I think the Chiefs, my personal opinion, would choose Nagy over Spags in that instance. I wouldn't like it, but I have a feeling that's the way that the Chiefs would roll.
I think you're probably right if they're choosing between the two, and I think I would prefer neither. If I were,
Kevin O'Connell.
I think I would like trade for a Kevin O'Connell, or I would try to trade for someone, honestly, like McVay. Like McVay feels like one they could try to actually trade for, because like there's been enough like
no chance. McVay is not leaving California. McVay is going to stay there.
Hey,
Stafford retires, then I guess maybe because I don't think he wants to rebuild that thing. I think
I think that's the argument. I think it's McVay. Like there was this like I might retire McVay thing like last year. Stafford goes. He doesn't want to rebuild. He doesn't really care for Drew Aller all that much. He doesn't care what Francisco Mendoza's up to. He's good. I think the football junkie in him would be obsessed with his new muse. Sorry, Veronica. That's his wife. Sorry, Veronica. My new muse is Patrick Lavon.
How do you know that?
You want to know why?
No, it's better to wonder that you just look up NFL coaches' wives. You're the type of guy that, like, when you type in stuff and it goes, when you type in like Sean McVay and like the third one down is Sean McVay's wife. Like, you're that guy. I've always wondered, like, who's the person who's looking for this?
It's me. I'm the one just driving all this. The first time, like, it was the way the way he said her name one time has stuck with me so randomly and vividly. And then the fact that her name is Veronica also stuck with me very vividly. Like, that's just
Anchorman.
That's just, Cat Veronica Vaughn from
Anchorman,
Billy
right?
Madison. No, Veronica Vaughn's Billy Madison. But there's Veronica Corningstone, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Veronica
There's
Corningstone.
Veronica Corningstone. There's Veronica Vaughn. Veronicas are big in our generation's movie.
There's a band called the Veronicas.
Yes,
Boom.
there was.
Yeah.
And you would know that because you're
one big song.
What was it?
The one with the violins in it. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
I don't know.
I think they're from like Australia too, if I'm not mistaken.
They look like they are. I don't know. I still can't figure out what song it
I'll
is.
look it up. It was the big one. It was the.
Is it recent? No, it was 2004.
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was Untouched.
Untouched from 2007. I don't even know. Oh, okay. I don't even know. I think we're about to get DMC.
I know. I made sure it's 2 seconds.
Okay.
It was less than 2. I think that's the rule.
You're a true professional.
It's a radio rule.
There you go. That's how you do it, man. But hey, man, thanks for doing this. This was a lot of fun. Appreciate you hanging out with us here on 21 Questions.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having us. It was a lot of fun. Anytime.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna have to hit you up again because this was awesome. That is gonna do it for 21 Questions, though. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, supporting. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll catch you later.